Turmoil is never far away in South Asia, between disputed borders, resource shortages, and threats ranging from extremist violence to earthquakes and tsunamis. One of the biggest rivalries in the modern age is between India and Pakistan, which was created 73 years ago when Britain pulled out of the region after World War II in 1947 and partitioned the UK's Indian Empire. Today I will be comparing the militaries of India and Pakistan. Before we head to battle, please subscribe for similar content and don't forget to press the bell for notifications. So, let's get started. India's capital city is Delhi, and it is the much larger of the two countries with an approximate size of 3.3 million kilometres squared and a population of 1.38 billion. Pakistan's capital city is Islamabad, and its approximate size is 882,000 kilometres squared with a population of 221 million. India's huge population allows it to have a very large body of active military personnel at over 1.4 million, second only behind China and ahead of the US in third. It also has 2.1 million military reservists, but they would take longer to call up due to the size of the country compared to Pakistan. India allows women in non-combat roles only, whereas Pakistan has women in combat pilot and sailor positions. Pakistan's military is very large when compared against the overall population of the country at 654,000 active personnel, the sixth largest in the world, with the option to call on an additional 550,000 military reservists. India has a larger defence budget of 61 billion or 2.5% of their GDP, whereas Pakistan's defence budget is 11 billion, but it has a bigger proportion of GDP at 2.9%. India has an air force of 2,123 total aircraft, with 538 combat aircraft and 250 transport aircraft. India's air force includes 69 MiG-29s and 242 Russian Sukhoi Su-30s. Pakistan has an air force of 1,372 aircraft, with 356 of these being combat aircraft and 49 transport aircraft. The Pakistan Air Force includes 76 F-16s, but not many of them are fully modernised, and 140 French Mirage fighters. The rest of their fighter fleet consists of Chinese aircraft, which are widely considered as inferior to USA and Russian designs. India's Sukhoi Su-30 is an incredibly adept and versatile aircraft, giving it a significant advantage over the 76 less modernised F-16s that Pakistan has. India has 722 helicopters, but only 23 of these are attack helicopters, 17 of which are Boeing's AH-64 Apache. This gives India a critical advantage in moving troops and mechanised equipment around the battlefield, especially in the mountainous north, and Pakistan only has a total of 346 helicopters in comparison. However, Pakistan has more attack helicopters than India, 56 Vietnam-era Bell AH-1 Cobra attack helicopters, and in 2017 were sold an additional 15 Bell AH-1Z Vipers by the US. As Pakistan would most likely be fighting a defensive war against India, they could use these helicopters to great effect in the mountainous north, unless the Indian infantry are equipped with anti-air weaponry. India has a total of 4,292 tanks, with about half of these being the Soviet-built T-72 with modern upgrades, and the other half the Russian T-90. Pakistan only have 2,200 tanks, with most of these being the Chinese Type 59. Both countries' tanks are more or less equal, but Pakistan would eventually be overwhelmed by the higher number of Indian tanks. India and Pakistan have roughly equal numbers of armoured vehicles, 8,686 to India and 7,330 to Pakistan, which are used for transporting troops and equipment around quickly and across difficult terrain. India has over 4,500 pieces of artillery, 266 mobile rocket systems, 235 self-propelled artillery, and 4,060 towed artillery. Compare this to Pakistan's 1,755 pieces of artillery, broken down as 100 mobile rocket systems, 429 self-propelled artillery, and 1,226 towed artillery. India has far greater fire support capabilities, which would eventually overwhelm the Pakistan ground forces. However, this would not be as necessarily as clear-cut as it looks, as Pakistan would most likely be fighting a defensive war if conflict broke out, though their artillery would be in fortified key defensive positions to bombard the advancing Indian forces. Pakistan would have little to no chance against India on the seas, as they have such a small navy. India has 285 vessels, including 1 aircraft carrier, 11 destroyers, 13 frigates, and 16 submarines. Compare this to Pakistan, who have 100 vessels, no destroyers, just 8 frigates, and just 8 submarines. Both India and Pakistan are 2 of the few countries not part of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. India has not officially stated their nuclear capabilities, but estimates are that they have 130 to 140 nuclear weapons. Their best missile is the Agni 5, with an estimated range of 5,000 kilometres. Pakistan has a similar arsenal of an estimated 90 to 100 nuclear warheads. Its newest missile is the Shaheen 3, with a range of 2,750 kilometres. India operates a no first strike policy and will only use nuclear weapons in retaliation. On the other hand, Pakistan employs a defensive first strike policy, as they deem their military power to be inferior to India and so would use nukes to deter them. So that is a comparison of the military forces of India and Pakistan. Please don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.